Welcome to the Denver Coliseum in Denver, Colorado for the 2023 Men's and Women's USA Curling National Championships. Our game today is the final men's draw of the round robin. 8 teams, 7-game round robin. 4 advance to the playoffs. The winner of this championship event will advance to the Men's World Curling Championships in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada in April. Here in the booth this afternoon, you're all in for a treat. Myself, Tyler George, and the inimitable Derek Benson, my brother-in-law. Derek, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks, Tyler. Should be a fun afternoon. Thanks, Tyler. Should be a fun afternoon. A lot on the line here in most of the games, especially our featured game playing off of the 1-2.
Here are the standings. As you see, Casper and Dunnam have locked up their playoff spots at 5-1 each. Schuster following at 4-2. Corey Dropkin, Jason Smith both at 3-3. Ethan Sampson 2-4, and Rich Ruin and Daryl Sobering both 1-5. Here we see the playoff format. It is a page system, so the top 2 seeds will play each other. The 3 and 4 seeds play. The winner of the 1-2 will go to the final. The loser of the 1-2 game plays the winner of the 3-4. That semifinal winner will face the original winner of the 1-2 game in the championship game. Here is our matchup for the day. Our 2 front runners, both at 5-1. Team Scott Dunnam and Team Danny Casper. Our lineups for the game. For Team Dunnam, at lead, Andrew Dunnam. Second, Lance Wheeler. Third, Cody Klauser. And skip Scott Dunnam with coach Bruce Klauser. And for Team Casper, lead, Chase Sinnott. Second, Ben Richardson. Third, Luke Violette. And skip Danny Casper with coach Jordan Moulton. Our matchups for this final men's draw. On sheet A, Corey Dropkin, Daryl Sobering. Sheet B, Rich Ruin and John Schuster. Sheet C, Ethan Sampson, Jason Smith, and our feature game on sheet D, Scott Dunnam and Danny Casper. Derek, we have a marquee matchup here. The winner of this game will be the number 1 seed for the playoffs. The way it maps out, if Dunnam wins, then the 1-2 game is set regardless of the results of the other games. If Team Casper pulls off the victory, then we wait to see what John Schuster does. And Schuster could sneak into that 2 spot with his head-to-head advantage over Dunnam.
Yeah, some people watching right now thinking Dunnam Casper playing for the one spot is surprising with when you have Schuster and Dropkin in the field. But it's no surprise. Casper just had a great showing at the World University Games, and Dunnam is always right there every year. We see it. He hangs around, and he's looking like he's going to break through.
Yeah, a big confidence builder for Team Casper, playing the university games just a week and a half before this event and playing on championship ice. I think a lot of people would also be surprised that Danny's at 5-1 record, 21-year-old skip. But if you watch that team play in the university games, you watch them play throughout the season, they have a lot more experience on the men's circuit than a team at that age level usually.
Absolutely. They have no fear either. They'll get into it. They'll play whatever style comes to them as well. They at the World University Games, they got a little momentum. The crowd got into it a little bit, and they kind of just rode that in the rest of the week.
And that's something to keep in mind for the playoffs, too, as both these teams will be in the playoffs, that we saw Danny Casper's guys really feed off the energy in that building in Lake Placid. And they're a team that plays to a high level of energy, a younger team. That's not as much of a surprise, but they don't let it overwhelm them. They really feed off that vibe that they get from the stands. So we won't have as many people in the stands this afternoon, but once we do get to those playoff games and there's more people in the building, I think you'll see them feed off of that energy.
Absolutely.
Team's getting ready to start this heavyweight tilt. Looks as though Team Dunnam will be starting us off as Team Casper wins the last shot draw for Hammer. We will get underway. And Derek, this is the 4th straight game we've had on this sheet for our feature game. We've seen more curl going towards sheet A side, and a little bit straighter going towards sheet E, which is not being used. But definitely more curl in the last 2 days than we saw earlier in the tournament, as they did paper the rocks.
Yeah, Tuesday evening, correct?
That is correct. Derek actually knew that they'd papered the stones before I did, because he has eyes everywhere, ears on the ground. A lot of sources. He won't give them up, but
no,
he's got people on the inside.
Can't give up your sources, or you stop getting the info.
So that first stone slides in the top 12s, and Chase Sinnott playing the intern hit.
Looks like they're going to be pretty conservative to start, at least.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a delayed corner here from Team Casper, trying to roll this possibly away, but ends up just nosing in center. Dunnam will follow suit. Brother Andy Dunnam's second stone. Out-turn pass on the way here. For those looking forward to the Super Bowl, appears as though Annie's wearing an Eagles hat for this game. Eagles are not a team that have a lot of fans outside of the Philly area, or at least their fan base, probably one of the most disliked in all of professional sports.
Yeah, I mean, even if they do, they're not quite as loud as the ones that are in Philly, which we all know is quite loud. Now, Tyler, with the anything above like board weight, I know early in the week was running pretty straight. Since they scratched the rocks, have you noticed any changes there?
Yeah, you've seen a little bit earlier turn on those board weight shots, whereas it was just a late, nice, consistent break earlier on. Now you are seeing maybe 2/3 of the way down the sheet that rock taking a little bit of a turn. And really every single hit weight and the draws too are taking an earlier turn after papering the stones.
Yeah.
It's nothing
So
crazy like
curled on you.
in the 2018 games when they papered and
Yes.
the rocks were absolutely going off
Especially
the
if you're
table.
going that
So it's
path
all
again.
about the degree to which you alter the running surface of the stones. But the players are really happy with the curl that they're getting since they papered the rocks. It wasn't a major adjustment trying to read it or anything like that.
Definitely, I've heard nothing but positive things from any of the players.
And that's a
after they scratched
rarity.
Yeah.
When they paper the stones, usually the players are either upset they didn't do it enough, or that they hit them too hard and now they're hooking off the table. But yeah, it's pretty much uniformly been happy with the amount of curl they're getting now. So both teams still trading hits, getting used to the conditions in the first, something we've seen a lot this week, and you usually do see in a national championship event. Teams
pretty standard.
trying to get comfortable with the ice. And for Danny Casper, this is an interesting position, and probably one that even he didn't expect to be in, where he's playing this 1-2 game knowing this last round robin game, knowing he's in the 1-2 game regardless of this result.
Yeah, I mean, you always play to win, but realistically, he could pick his opponent right now.
This is also true. As we mentioned, if Danny Casper wins this game, Rich Roonin for the 500th time in their curling careers. Schuster is able to pull off the victory here. He would love to see a victory from Danny Casper, as Schuster has the head-to-head advantage. Danny Casper in the 1-2 game.
Yeah.
A Dunnam win means
It's like that nice
Dunnam
14
and
minute
Casper
wait
will
everyone.
play again in the 1-2, with Dunnam as the 1 seed and Casper as the 2.
Just a little bit more.
I think the odds makers would be very happy with these results if those two teams made the 1-2. I don't know that was in a lot of people's picks at the beginning of the week.
Absolutely not.
I will say that, and I won't give away which until later, but I did pick one of these two teams to make the final in this tournament this week.
I know which one that was, but we don't talk about that.
Nope.
9-4.
No, we did not. And I'm not going to say who the other team was I picked in the final either.
We'll just brag after.
Exactly.
Right or wrong.
That's what we do. Like pretty open sheets uniformly.
Plenty
on
more
all four
room,
of our
more
games
room.
right now. Not a ton of rocks in play yet, but
Switch.
we do have a rock in play with those traded hits moving that.
Okay, we gotta
stone
leave it
out of the
higher.
House.
Okay.
Intern draw coming from Cody Clauser.
Curl.
Bury
Not
enough
curl,
of
not leave
this
double.
that there's
Yep,
no
hold
double.
Hold
Casper.
in. Okay, it's a little.
Gets maybe a third buried.
Good hack.
Derek, we've talked a lot this week too about the calm confidence of Danny Casper and beyond his years, something that we don't want to see in front of him because we don't want him to know that we think he's doing as well as he has. But for a lot of us, around my age especially, we look at somebody playing with that level of confidence, calm, and that skill level at 21, thinking
really hard.
These guys would have housed us when we were in our early 20s.
Yeah, absolutely. He's played plenty of games that are important, so I think that factors into it a lot. He's not afraid of anyone. I think that's kind of a trend with the younger teams these days, men's and women's side. They're not afraid to just get into it. They're not afraid of the
this is
Schusters
the
or
aggressive
the
one, but
Dropkins.
this is pretty good too.
They're just curling. At the end of the day, they've played enough big games where they're just going to go for it and see what happens.
I think these younger teams' preparation is so
11.
much better than ours was at that age.
You got to throw control, I think.
For myself, and I think John Schuster would say the same, that we treated big tournaments and big games differently than we did the tour event games or league games, anything like that. Routines weren't the same. And these guys are doing exactly the same things before every single game they play.
Straight. Whoa.
Part of that is that you're not as affected by these environments, these situations. They just treat it like another game, and it's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
Okay, whoa, just leave it.
Especially for a young team, so impressive how
control
with Coach Jordan Moulton, especially with Danny Casper's team, they just look comfortable all the time.
Absolutely, they don't ever really seem rattled. They get into these ends like the other night with Schuster, and they just kind of stay the course, and that's just chalk that up to preparation and the number of games they've played at a high level.
With Violet playing the intern hit and roll here.
Yep. Nice.
That's very well made. Looks like maybe a
we can also just nose,
run
right?
attempt for Dunnam. He's trying to figure out if he can get to nose of this stone. This should be the straighter side, Derek. It still will go once it gets close to the center. Especially once it climbs the center line, then it will turn over. But the intern going down towards sheet E, definitely a little bit straighter than the out turn.
You can clink it off the 3, right?
Dunham believes he can get to the nose and avoid the backing here. I think he can.
Now, Tyler, does that have anything to do with the unused sheet next to them, or a little cooler, or is?
We've seen it on every sheet, really.
Okay.
We haven't had any games on sheet A, so we don't know there. But for sheets B and C, it was pretty much the same thing, especially sheet C. That everything going towards sheet A was still curling more than the opposite direction. So
it's no surprise.
Yeah, it's been the same all week long.
Shouldn't catch any teams by surprise then.
There was really only one draw, and that was I think 2 days ago in the morning. That it was straight both ways, didn't seem to be much difference from side to side, but almost every game this week has been playing for more curl going towards sheet A. So it's not something where they have an excuse at this point. They've seen it all week. They have to expect it. Dunnam gets close enough to the guard that avoids the number 2 counter with backing here. Sits 2. Casper sitting 3rd. Plenty of space now for Danny to get underneath if he plays almost any way he'd like to with this, but likely will play maybe a board or control somewhere in there. Some space between the guard and the rock. So 21-year-old Danny Casper's first throw of this final round robin game. It'll be an in-turn pass, trying to cross and roll under his own guard.
Serve. Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
See Violet
Heavy.
signaling that he thinks the weight's a little up.
Yes.
But it is taking a turn now as it gets to the center line.
Yes.
Line's very close to the roll.
Hard.
Looks pretty good.
And that's perfectly made by Casper. No jitters early on, Derek.
No, perfect. Leave that one to your sweepers. Take a little less broom on,
Just
like you said,
outside
on the straight side. Just let them do the work. And perfect spot. Put a little pressure on Dunnam.
Dunnam with a couple options to either draw around that yellow #1 counter or possibly play a run, but a lot of areas to jam those stones if you did play the run back. So you could possibly even bring 4 into play if you hit that just wrong with the run.
I think we want
So wisely playing the draw, staying away from even a 3-point end as long as this ends up somewhere that it's out counting the #3 stone, the yellow in the back, or doesn't leave a double on the #3
little bit of room
in the back of the 8-foot.
Yeah, no reason to mess around too much right away. Like you said, anywhere out counting that third count
looks heavy.
is pretty good.
Looks heavy. Whoa, whoa, Andy, off.
Sweepers think that this is all there. Is turning over.
We can't leave a double. It's got to be higher than it.
Here, they can't leave a double, he's saying. If it goes behind that one, I don't think there's enough room to play the outside stone for the double. So likely just a tap for 2 for Casper. He is looking at that outside stone, but there's not enough space in between.
He's thinking better of it. Just
so we'll be just that broom probably, I'd say, pure hack.
Hack, yeah.
Somewhere in there. Didn't see a big move, so he's got a good feel for what this does from his first shot. A couple inches farther outside the line he played.
Yep.
So I would guess that this is a little less weight too.
So it's 10-6, huh?
Yeah.
Dang.
Here Danny's saying he thought it was 10-6 on his first.
Heavy draw here, really.
So maybe playing a similar weight, but Derek, I'm hoping for his sake that he is throwing a hair less because of that couple inches more line for broom here.
I think hack is max, really.
Just hack.
Whoa.
Just hacky here out of hand.
Just
Final
hack.
stone here of the first
Just
end.
hack.
Close.
Danny Casper, hack weight shot for 2.
Weight's good.
Needs to get up a little bit.
Oh,
Looks
you got
like
it.
it's curling now.
All right, Luke. All right, Luke.
Violet turning it over.
Attaboy, Danny.
Well done.
Good shot.
Really well thrown by Casper, and 2 beauties to start off this final round robin game between our top 2 records in the tournament. So after one end to play, Casper leads Dunnam 2-0. So start of the second end here in our final men's round robin draw at the 2023 Men's USA Curling National Championships. Start of second end means it's time to tell you about Warm Room Hero, our sponsor.
Line's good.
Is your
Line
curling
2.
club
Line's
website
good.
clunky and unworkable? Are you
Line's
tired of
good.
your club relying on social
Bend
media
if you can a bit.
because your website just does not work for
Line's
your
good.
members?
Where?
Finally, the club management
Hey,
software your club has
curl
been
that.
waiting for is here.
Easy.
Check out Warm Room Hero at
Easy.
curling.club today.
Curl a bit. Yep.
We've made enough clunky and unworkable jokes throughout the course of this week now. I think it's pretty much put to bed. Mitch had mentioned in our previous game that clunky and unworkable was his nickname in college, I believe.
Better than mine. I won't tell you what that was.
Center guard to start this end from Casper. Not taking the foot off
just top 8.
the pedal.
Whoa,
No, it started out as a
like
fairly
theater, guys.
innocent
Looks real
looking
heavy.
first end. Ended up to be 2
Looks
for
really
Casper,
heavy.
so he's got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, those hits traded in the top of the 12 foot
look,
ended up being
at
out of the
least tee to me,
house and
14,
then used as a guard
14,
instead.
it's behind the
And that's
tee.
what allowed Danny
gotta go, I
Casper to
think.
be able to set up that 2-point end.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
This draw out turn
Guys,
side from Dunnam goes to the back of the
To it,
4 foot.
back 4.
Casper will follow that stone, looking to play the freeze. Derek, they're playing freeze as opposed to top button because without
Back to
hammer,
it.
they'd like to play a little bit more conservative. If it does go to the top of the
Close.
4s, and there's
Little
a
tap.
freeze by Dunham now.
Clean.
In a little bit of a
Line's good.
tenuous position
We
even
need
early
the
in the
rock.
end.
Hey,
So
well then.
safer
Bad
play
angle.
going right back to the freeze.
Go ahead,
Bad
Luke.
angles. You go top 4 and they corner freeze.
Easy,
Your
easy,
angles
easy.
are getting
Straight.
tough.
Just clean it, it's good.
Line looks real good here for Sinnott. Sweeper's just
Good chase.
guiding this one down to the freeze. Well played. This is an area where Team Casper isn't afraid to play. And same thing for Team Dunnam. We saw in their games early in the week, really trying to control the center of the sheet. So it'll be a chess match between these two
Okay,
skips.
line's good.
Who can get better position
Running
around
like
the
it's
4 foot
hotter.
area.
Absolutely. A lot more fun for us, too.
Okay, looks heavy still. We're not on
Yeah,
anything.
neither team afraid to put
We're not
rocks
on
in
anything.
play. But both able to clear
14-3,
things up
it's
in
like
a hurry if they need to.
Side by side with it, I think. No.
Gliding
No,
a little
never,
bit
never.
on Andy Dunnam, but
Okay, not bad.
he'll hit the brakes for a corner freeze. I think you'll see
Don't mind the other way.
That's
Casper
T-line.
follow with the opposite turn, and he is.
So speed seems nice.
Around the other sheets, Corey Dropkin off to a good start with a 2-0 lead on Daryl Sobering. Rich Ruinen steals a point in the first on John Schuster to go up 1-0.
A little bit more room.
And a blank in the first for
Line's close.
Sampson and Smith, 0-0
Line's
there
good.
after one.
Get it T-line.
Close chase.
Make sure it's T-line. Line's perfect. Straight for
Needs a
now.
draw
Little
attempt here
bump's
for
okay.
Ben
Take a look,
Richardson.
guys.
Whoa. It's got
Whoa.
a curl now.
Ben's a player very
Hard loop.
familiar with, has grown so much
Just freeze it on this line.
as a
Whoa,
player
no,
and a
no, no.
teammate. Really a complete player now. Maybe more known for
You can just
hit
bump
game
it a
in the
hair with
past,
the
but
out.
really has every shot. in
It's
the
like
books
back
now.
4.
A valuable teammate for this Casper squad.
Absolutely. Playing the angles here. Everyone just trying to get a leg up on the other. It looks like he's just same thing. Corner freeze. Right on that center. Just off that center line.
Whoa, then. Got room.
Appreciate Derek taking the reins for a second for
Whoa,
my first
got room.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar break of the day.
Lots of
Derek, I
room.
see you've got one in the
Lots of
holster as
room.
well.
Got to curl the whole way.
If you hear a
Right
lot
to
of
it,
yelling
Andy.
on another sheet, it's most likely
it hard,
the
hard, you
Ruin and
gotta go,
Schuster
go, go,
game
go.
because they are
Right to
both
it, right to it,
very,
right to it.
very quiet.
That's just polite conversation at that volume level for those two.
There, the intern.
Nice draw tap by Lance
Back.
Wheeler for
Bump
Team
this yellow
Dunnam.
into their
Lance,
red.
the local product,
kick
fan
this one a
favorite
little
in the
bit.
building.
Okay.
We
Just
had
tack.
his wife Claire Moore's game this morning
Just hacking.
as our feature game. Two of them have had a lot of success in the mixed double circuit. Now that success is translating to the men's and women's games.
Whoa, no.
Girl.
Curl.
Ben
Hard.
Richardson's second shot here in the second.
Got to go to it,
Out turn
Chase.
tap.
Hard, it's close.
Hard, you
A
got
little
it.
less
Harder,
curl on this side
hard,
coming around
hard.
the out turn.
Hard,
Sinnott
keep going,
trying to
keep
get this
going,
to turn
keep
over to
going.
get to the nose.
Really
It's
nice,
a pretty
Ben.
good result. Team Casper, good angles.
Here's one for you, Ty. The
could just do this.
different broom angle we've seen the last year and a half, 2 years, while trying to carve the rock. What are your thoughts on that? And from what I've heard, you almost have to do it perfect to gain anything from it, unless you're a Ben Hebert or one of those types, or a Bobby Lammy.
Yeah, the angle that you see on the sweeping to try
Okay,
to
you
get
gotta be
rocks to
here.
curl. It's a relatively
Okay,
new
you gotta be
development
here.
we've seen in the last 2 years. Europeans were using
Yep, you
it
got it.
before anybody else. And I
Always
think
straight, always
now
straight.
it's team with Bobby Lammy and those guys may have been the first to do it that I saw.
Hard, you got to go the whole way.
But they believe that turning that broom head to a more vertical angle
Okay,
and
whoa.
sweeping on the angle you want the stone to go is the most effective way to get a rock to turn over. A lot of it depends just as much on the ice
Okay,
surface as it
fine.
does the broom itself. But again, I trust that these teams are doing enough research that that's the most effective way to do it.
Yeah.
It's going to change probably within the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
year, and then change the year after that too. You know, by next month they might be sweeping with the other end of the brooms. For
Yeah.
all we know. So it's just hard to keep up with if you're not on the competitive circuit. But
Okay, well
the teams that
05.
are actually
T-line.
utilizing
Whoa.
it, you can
Whoa,
usually
it's
tell
out there still.
if it's
Top
something to put
14.
stock
Line's
in,
good.
not based on who's doing it.
Close,
So if
good.
Mount's
better.
team is doing something,
Whoa,
Brad
line. We
Gush's
don't want-
team was
We
revolutionary
want
with
top four.
what they figured out with
Whoa,
sweeping to
whoa, on its
curl and
own,
getting
let it
rocks
stop, I
running
think.
straighter and angle of broom. For the rest of us that aren't playing,
Okay, Luke.
it's really just waiting to see what the top teams do and then asking them why and going from there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's like back 4. Just bump it a hair.
Really good rock position again from Team Casper after that draw from Lance Wheeler ended up over curling. And Derek, that draw from Wheeler was on that in-turn coming back going towards sheet A, and you saw how much that thing dipped and cut.
Absolutely. Yeah. Quite different from the other side for sure.
Just clean.
So same thing here for
Just
Klauser
clean.
playing this
Straight, straight, straight. Hard straight.
And I know that Team
You
Dunnam
got it. Right to
very
it.
happy about the
Hard, hard, hard.
papering of the stones. These
Still by, keep
players
going.
tend to throw a
Okay,
lot
whoa,
of
whoa,
rotation
whoa, 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 whoa.
on their shots.
Really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Their team, I know Dropkin's team as well was very happy because they throw a fairly straight rock as well. I know I had heard they were pretty happy with it too.
Can you ever hammer the right one?
Yeah, we were just thinking.
For those that are interested in
Oh, you're saying
why
that?
that's the case,
Yeah, that might be better.
the more a rock
much you got of that,
spins, the
Ben?
less it curls. So
That might
teams
be
that
pretty
throw
good.
a lot of rotation, when the ice is really swingy, it helps mitigate the amount of
I
curl.
might go into here
And
too.
they
Yeah,
feel
like
that they're more
a small
accurate with
half
their
is-
throws
I
that
think
way.
it's got to be
But on
teal.
straight ice, you can really see rocks starting to go backwards.
What do you
with
wanna
a ton
see,
of
Luke?
rotation. So I know when
Yeah,
we
but
had
it's not
Dunnam's
half,
game,
so it's not enough.
one of his draws, I counted the number of rotations, and it was 7 by the time it got to the top of the house on the other end. I don't think I've ever thrown a draw that had more than 4 rotations in my life.
Yeah, that happened. We saw it a lot early in the week too. Anyway, a little extra rotation, especially with those hack to board waiters, would
No,
just
no,
run,
no,
run,
no.
run. So
Clean.
Violet playing this out-turn
Yep.
slash, may be able to lose both of these yellows.
Whoa. Whoa,
Casper will
up,
be sitting
up,
4
up.
after this throw.
Good shot, Luke.
Ends
Okay.
up jamming on the back. Casper just sits 2, but pretty good rock position again. And that center guard, very
I
important
think
now
it's
for
that.
Casper with that rock on the top of the forefoot,
trying
not
to-
accessible for the raise. A lot of
Yep.
rocks in play for these teams.
Which turn do you want?
But interesting that there's only one guard, and they're still piling all these rocks in.
at some point here, I would expect him to make a play on this center. You got to open it up a little bit here. Straight run. You don't really want to leave that.
Just a shade on the
there,
center
though.
line side.
Like to make sure your shooter rolls off.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a angle they can hit this at that they could spill that rock in the top of the forefoot out and move the other number 1 counter off of the location it's at and possibly even sit shot rock. So this will be in-turn run back. Cody Klauser. Really appreciate that these two teams have no lefties.
Hold it.
So we can just say in-turn and out-turn and not have
Okay,
to
whoa,
worry
whoa,
about
whoa.
who's throwing.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Get out of there.
Over curls and just ends up straight hitting and rolling over for a corner.
Not bad. Well, if we leave it here,
Be
he's got the
interesting conversation now for
obviously
I
not
don't like
good.
drawing.
Team Casper
What
on
if we
rock
just go,
position.
like, here?
Just guard, right?
Huh?
Just guard?
Guard what? This side?
Probably. I don't see anything over here.
The only thing is if you ever like, does,
Probably worth it.
might be a lot of reds around.
Are
I
we,
was almost
Richardson
thinking
coming
going to
down
the
to
house
discuss
somewhere.
this one and look at the angles.
this could be really bad for them, right?
It can be, but it can be good too, right? We just
Can be
guard
good
the
or
one
bad.
again?
Guard this, right?
What's he doing? Coming here?
Either here or here. He's got to make a really good one to be shot, and then we can guard. Yeah, and
Is
then
he
we
doing
can guard
anything
for
off that?
force, right?
He's not doing anything off that. All right.
He makes
We
one
want it
really
probably
good,
a
and then we just
higher
guard to
two,
get our
right?
force, right?
Yeah. I think there.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have options.
Probably want this like a bit of a higher two. Like a high two. I think logos.
So it looks as though they're going to play
Give it to us then. Speed's
either,
playing good
I
here.
didn't see where they pointed, but either the intern freeze or the guard are playing the swingier side, so should get plenty of curl here. Casper's taking the proper amount of room for it outside the edge of the 8-foot.
3. We're a little deep.
They are playing the guard.
We're a little deep.
Just don't want this to over curl now. Stop just inside the logo.
That's good, Danny.
That's a good guard.
Should
from
be just fine
Casper.
right there.
Derek, what do you see here? What do you like for Dunnam on
I
his
mean, it might,
first to
like,
try to open this up?
Up there, but I think it leaves them sitting 3 under here. This might chisel, but
I don't love playing
I mean, I think we could
on
do
these
this.
rocks that are on a T line, but you almost have to. If you draw now, you give yourself a chance. I mean,
We can also
I don't
right
see
now
much
back
that's
here
great
and get
either
it
way.
all of these.
I kind of thought they might play the run again.
There. The 6 probably.
The
does.
They
yellow,
played it the
red,
first-
yellow, yellow.
I agree. They played it the first time. I kind of thought if that came a little deeper, they might
Could we split the
play
8?
it. But if you miss, they
What if we do
regard.
this?
What are you gonna try it 2 more times? Eventually, just draw the button.
Kinda
I
like
mean,
that.
you're probably. I don't hate the draw. You make it good. What does Casper do?
Now, the one issue with the draw is if it comes to back T,
No, I like the split.
there may be a slash on that number 1 counter
Just sit a
over.
bunch.
Yeah, to sit 3 or 4
back
maybe
8.
for
Or back 4, back 8.
Casper. So they're gonna
I think they're sitting
Just
2,
get the
but-
inside of this.
they're gonna
Maybe
try to
pretty
tap
close.
that red stone and sit a rock on both sides of that center guard so that they have 2 ways in. Casper can't take both away. So maybe just back 4 type of weight to bump both of these open.
Make sure you can't guard them both and give yourself a shot.
That's the idea. He's playing for his last shot here.
Clean. Clean. Straight. Clean.
Just cleaning
Straight.
looks pretty good.
Clean. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
See where the
Off.
shooter ends up here.
Yeah, he would have
So
liked
heavy.
that to get a little more of that rock. He was a little heavy though.
Yeah, a touch up
Do they have anything over
ends
here?
up splitting over to the wing. That rock
This
won't
is
be any
always
use to him.
jamming, right?
Yeah, he's in a heap of
I don't know
trouble
what you
now.
need to guard.
I was thinking guard this for the score.
I'm still thinking like, what if you go in again? What angle are you gonna give him though? Like if you're here, it's fine. If you're here, it's fine. I don't think so. I don't know what we guard.
I don't know what. I don't want to draw personally. I like the guard on one side or the
Yeah,
other.
that's
Try
fine.
to figure out how
That's hard to do.
Just guard the.
Team Dunnam scores right now.
What's he playing? He's not playing anything off this.
That one's really hard to lose in there.
All right.
Yeah, I don't see much. It
Well,
looks
nice
like
to bring the
Casper
draw,
is too, but again, these angles
deeper is
from
better,
the
tight
overheads are
three's good.
it's really tough to tell. I like the discussion though. You don't
Yeah.
need to come all the
Even
way
a
in.
little more to
because
the left, to be honest.
Dunham really doesn't have much now, even if you throw this away.
Yeah, I think we need
he
a
has
tight
a little
three.
draw tap, but yeah, I think I like the guard.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they're just taking away anything that Dunnam may have on this intern side.
Easy, easy if you're to it.
I think it cuts them to 1. Cuts them to 1. Okay.
Nice.
It's like, yeah, half, like just a little high side.
I think we score here.
A little less good. A little less. No, we're trying to hit it hard into it, like half rock, thick.
Yeah,
So just stops at the top of the 12-foot on that line. Looks as though Dunnam is going to try to slash this redstone in. Possibly lose one of them. I don't believe that both will go.
Yeah, I think just to give up 1, maybe.
I think that's all he's got. I really don't think they both spill, so content to try to give a point here to Casper. Trying to turn it over.
Yep.
Almost
He
spilled
almost
that
made it.
off. Does end up being a steal of 1 for Danny Casper. So after 2 ends of play, Casper leads Dunnam 3-0. Beginning of the 3rd end in this final draw of the round robin, 2023 Men's USA Curling National Championships. Battle of 2 5-1 teams. Danny Casper with a 3-0 lead after a steal of 1 point in the 2nd end. Tyler George and Derek Benson here in the booth. Derek, Danny's team looks
Hard
sharp
early,
early
Ben.
on. Good
Yeah.
Yeah.
lead on the ice. Really good.
You gotta
rock
go early.
Absolutely, applying pressure like they
holding
like
it,
to
Ben.
do without the hammer. Very, very
going, man.
good rock
You just
placement in the
gotta
last
keep
end.
going.
Not a
It's
lot,
way over
not a lot
curling.
Dunnam could do. Just had to give up 1. It actually almost made a fantastic shot for 1.
All right.
Yeah, almost looked like if they hit that exact same spot with a little more weight, that rock may have spun out of the 4-foot and possibly got 2 for Dunnam.
Yeah, I'm not sure they angles were quite like that because they hit it a little thinner than I thought they had planned on, and they almost ended up making it.
Yeah, I think that's where they had to hit it to get that action on that stone.
Just go
If
for
that
weight.
curls
Just
a
go for
little
weight.
more, it doesn't catch the same angle.
We gotta get
on
it
that
deeper so
second
we can
stone.
use it.
It would have shot in, I think, and straight jammed instead.
Just go for weight. Go for weight out.
But Team Casper has to be very
Okay, pretty
happy
good.
with rock placement and positioning so far.
We are seeing a corner now.
Yeah, and another center guard from Team Casper up 3-0. So their game plan is clear. They're not letting up. They're going to try to continue to dictate the action. Going around the center guard now, Chase Sinnott.
Hey,
Chase and Luke
whoa,
skipped
you're
against
on the
each
guard
other
right now. Curl it.
many
curl,
times
Luke,
in
curl.
juniors before they joined forces.
Hard. Hard, Luke. Hard, 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 hard.
I believe Danny Casper may have skipped at some of those nationals that both of these two were at. So 3 former foes from the junior circuit playing on this squad. And Ben Richardson always had been with Andrew Stapera and Luke Violette on previous teams as well. So that familiarity, even though it's somebody you played against, which a lot of curlers can speak to, most of the time your
Okay.
future
Stay close
teammates were
line.
opponents in the past.
Okay, line's fine for now.
Absolutely,
Looks heavy.
it tends to go that way a lot.
Looks heavy.
Juniors on up. Happened
you're
with
back.
you,
Well,
obviously,
yeah, you're
you and
back.
John.
Cool.
Had a lot of battles over the year and
Okay.
finally
Gotta
joined
stop.
forces. And
Really got to stop.
you guys knew each other inside and out. Sometimes that's the best way to do it.
Hey, you don't always have to play with somebody to have a good feel for them. Just the amount of time that you spend playing against them or around them on the circuit. There is a level of comfort that you have from just understanding your opponent. Looking at the other sheets now. Team Sobering getting 2 back on Dropkin to tie that game 2-2.
Close, Chase.
Bruin and Schuster tied at 1, trading singles in the first 2 ends. Sampson Smith tied at 0 after 2.
Clean. Close.
2 blanks to start out by Team Sampson.
Yep. Hard. Line. To it. Keep going, Chase. Keep going all the way down to it. Clean.
Richardson playing this intern freeze, and
Nice sweep, guys.
similar setup to the second with that rock going deep.
It
for
is
Team
behind the
Dunnam,
tee.
and then a freeze.
We could
made
also,
by Team
like,
Casper.
What kind of weight? It's pretty thin. You're not keeping your shooter. If you want a second corner, I think you got to do that.
Yeah, I agree with that analysis by Scott. You can't play the double peel here, Derek. The shooter goes out even if you make that shot.
That's thin.
Danny's
Click
going to
it.
peel that stone on the corner immediately, and your chance for 2
Oh,
is basically
okay.
dead already.
Absolutely.
like
You
a
want your
10.
shooter to stay around for a corner here. So he's just going to play this just normal, I think, and just roll for a. You have to hit, like you said, you have to hit this pretty thin. Again, though, Danny, pretty sure is gonna keep the foot on the pedal here.
And a smart
Real
call
hard,
by
Andy.
Scott with this weight. Just trying to
Really
roll to a
hard.
corner, keep another rock in play,
Back to it.
or attempting to at least, as you see this rock curling really hard.
Okay.
So stays somewhat of a center guard, right in between the 2. The idea being correct, though, that
1.
we need to keep our shooter in play.
Yeah.
Try to keep some guards around that we can use later in the end. But as they've done so much throughout this week, Team Casper still controlling the center of the sheet, dictating the action. And just as
Hey.
somebody who played with and against Schuster
Keep
and
going.
against Dropkin, these teams, that where both of those teams run into trouble
Keep going.
is when they're
Hey,
chasing
whoa
and
now.
their opponent is dictating the action in the center. John always wants to have control of the center of the sheet and be first in when he can.
Good, Ben.
And Casper really does a great job of
I think like over the
combating
top.
that and taking control of the center of the sheet. And getting a lead obviously helps so much with that because you're playing to the middle and chunking
Like a
things
third.
up while your opponent's trying to
Chin half
take things to the
third.
edges. So 2 guards still in play besides these 2. Lance Wheeler will be playing the double peel. Really need to open things
Whoa,
up
whoa.
if they want any chance of
Carl,
trying to score more than 1 point. Makes the single peel, pushes their
Okay,
own
that's
stone
right.
in the rings.
Good.
So it ends up being a pretty good result for Team Dunnam.
Lots of things going on in my head there.
Yeah, that actually turned out pretty good. Now
No.
you make Danny make the hit and roll here. If he doesn't, you got an opportunity.
Casper immediately going over for this hit and roll with control weight. Luke Violette's
Whoa.
first of this third end.
Whoa! Whoa! Curl! Clean! Straight up! Hard!
Line very close here again.
Roll
Really
it,
nice
roll
weight,
it,
too.
roll it. Yep. Whoa. Really nice, Luke.
Rolls right to the butt.
Yeah.
And now double frozen essentially on that
I think you
rock
just
in
want
the
to
back
nose
of the
and stay
forefoot.
right on it. We're not trying to save that. You like 12?
Now the problem for Dunnam playing this shot is he may be second count, but can't unlock that number 1 counter. And I think, Derek, you'll probably see Casper play the guard on
Clean,
Violette's
just clean.
second if they make this shot and stick on the nose.
I think so as
Clean,
well.
Clean. 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 Straight.
Really important
Whoa,
that
clean,
this
clean,
stays
clean.
on the nose.
Never needs a curl.
And that's well made. So
Guard.
actually it looks like Casper's still sitting 2.
Touch
Yeah,
below,
yeah, he
below,
definitely has to guard again.
Yeah, this is an auto call for Danny Casper. The other guard also his, so any run in that Dunnam attempts will be with Casper stones. So once again, Casper in very good position. Now guarding,
Line's okay. Line's good.
sitting 2.
Little out there, close, Chase. Yep, Chase, gotta go. Hard, really gotta curl.
Trying to
Hard,
get this to
don't
turn
stop.
over. This
Hard,
is the
Chase.
straighter side of the
Hard,
sheet.
keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah, just a little short of where they wanted to throw it. Now, looks like there's a hole for Dunnam to play.
Yeah. Not sure how they feel it.
So a bit of an error there from Team Casper, leaving Dunnam possibly a way out of this end.
Open the door a bit.
Cody Clauser's second stone of this third end will play an out turn through the port. Should see a little bit of snap here on this line.
Pretty good. Hard, 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 hard.
And does
Not
get
bad.
through.
Pretty good.
Really good shot. Now the tables have turned. The angle's playing into Dunnam's favor.
We cleared by a full inch. Get there.
And with this 3-point lead, likely Casper will continue to chase here. Hit this rock, try to roll over, even if they lose their own. Trying to avoid a 3-point end.
Yeah.
Where? In the center line?
Just shows one miss, one make, and things can flip that fast.
And they're
We
still
throw up a
looking
guard
at
on the
possibly
center
playing
line
a
and
guard.
he's maybe running a yellow.
Get into a dangerous territory there. If you don't make the guard real good, then you're in a heap of trouble. The good news is you have 2 others that are also
like it.
guards.
Just dead on the logo, huh?
Yeah, Danny's rationale here in this conversation is that as long as they make a halfway decent guard,
Dead on the
anything
logo.
that Dunnam is running in is a yellow stone. So very difficult for
Yeah, shit.
Dunnam to raise either of those in and keep that top red stone especially.
Yeah.
Have to hit it at just the right angle. So with those 2 guards up already, he can probably stagger this, Derek, like Christmas tree style with the guards, so it half tucks under the high one. Then the only guard that Dunnam could play in would be the wide one that plays into an angle that loses that top red stone
Line's
for
close.
sure.
Yeah, are you thinking like a 2 right on that logo,
Go, Ben.
basically just off the center line?
Yep, and really need this one to curl now too.
Hard, Ben.
This one,
Hard. Hard.
Looks like it
trying.
should get there. Stops angled on that would be best case scenario. Actually comes off of it, but yeah, if that stops
I don't
another
wanna throw
6
this too
inches
hard.
higher, then they really wouldn't have had either one of
I
those
think I want
to
to do.
use.
I think I want to throw normal though, because I think if I like get that out of the way and leave my shooter here, we might leave ourselves something for a couple. Just 3/4. I think normal, right? You guys like normal? 10.
I like that
10?
call by Scott too. That
I-
playing it
10.
soft
I
to
like
try
10.
to keep his zone under
No,
cover and to
hair
leave
more
his
than that.
shooter there.
Well, give me a hair less. Yeah.
Only playing normal, I wouldn't be surprised to see this one turn over a little bit this close to the center. The difference in the line with where they played their previous shot compared to this one. It's not much, but it's just enough that this could take an earlier turn. They want to hit it just a hair high. This nose would probably either lose that top stone on the 4-foot or push it to the open.
Yeah, they're going to want to keep Lance close to this one just to make
Ready,
sure.
Carl?
And he definitely gave it a little bit of pop on the
We'll
release.
see.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Just bruised it a touch
Yeah.
and rolls to a bad spot where now they're That yellow stone is behind the red, so what Dunnam was hoping for originally to leave his shooter there on this raise, cannot use that red stone to run in. So fairly safe guard for Casper, although there is an in-off on the corner guard for 3. It's very long. You could also hit the outside of it if you choose to. And if they make this guard, Derek, I think they probably play that shot. They don't really have much option.
I think they will too. There's no other really shot for even one if they do make this guard good. So I think
your bread and butter there, right? The 30-foot angle run.
Yeah, I get a lot of those at playing lead.
Never miss them.
No, never.
This one
Same
also
thing.
wide. This
Get the
one
red.
could be trouble if they don't push that rock over.
Really got to move. Otherwise, Scott's going to have that same hole that Cody played.
Ooh, that's a major error
Kind of hard.
there
You got to
from
hit you got to get to
Casper.
at least nose on that.
That's a tough one to miss narrow with that other guard there. You could play
That's
off
inside.
it too.
12.
So pitching it out wide,
Think like that.
really the only way that you could miss that shot.
Opportunity now.
So fairly open port for Dunnam to tie this
12.
game.
Try to get right to the nose.
She's calling 12,
Yep.
which should be pretty
Take a look.
close to board weight. So really need to get as far over as they can.
Let them know it's
With a
the way it
2-rock
is.
transfer, they still need to move that rock almost all the way out of the 8-foot to count 3. So final stone of this third end. Scott Dunnam, board weight shot for 3.
Clean. Curl!
Yeah,
Release
Hey,
looked pretty
wait.
good.
Maybe a
floating
little weight, maybe a little up too, it sounds like, from the sweepers.
Really trying to get it to turn over. And wrecks the guard. So just that, Derek, as you said, that little bit of outward momentum on the release. If Scott has any issue, it tends to be on that wide side on the release. So Casper dodges a bullet, ends up stealing 1 point, leads Scott Dunnam after 3 ends 4-0.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
Fourth end here, final draw
Really
of
tight.
the men's round robin 2023
Getting
USA
better.
Curling National Championships.
Okay, can you leave the
Tyler
guard?
George,
leave the guard.
Derek Benson
Line's
on the
good for
call. A sentence that probably puts fear in the hearts of USA Curling right from the start.
Yeah, yikes.
Oh, let's
So
go
far,
that
so
side.
good. So Casper dodging that bullet in the third end. Looked as though that missed guard by Danny may open up an opportunity for a 3-point end for Dunnam, but just hangs out a little wide on that last hit attempt. Casper leads 4-0.
Okay. This can't be in. You got to curl a little, but looks. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's almost in.
Guard attempt here from Andy Dunnam.
It's always curl, but it's really close. Okay, you can curl it.
Trying to
Curl
get
it.
this to
Okay,
hit
good.
the brakes just in front of the rings. Couple of tight guards. Looking around the horn for the other scores. Corey Dropkin with a 2-point end in the third to go up 4-2 on Daryl Sobering. Blank in the third end in the Ruin and Schuster game has that score still 1-1.
Hit.
Sheet
Close,
C, Ethan Sampson with a 2
Close.
after 2 blank ends to
Okay, you're
start,
right,
taking a
you're right.
2-0 lead on Jason Smith.
Okay.
And Danny Casper leading
Okay, do
Scott
that.
Dunnam 4-0 in our feature game on Sheet D. Derek, a bit of a development there on Sheet C with that young Sampson squad. Getting a 2-point end on Jason Smith. Smitty needing a win. Keep these playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, after a couple blanks, they get their deuce, and they've been playing well. They've just been on the wrong side of a couple breaks here and there, but that's a good young team.
That 2-4 record, but easily could have won at least 2 more games
Absolutely.
in this tournament. 4-2 wouldn't be out of the question at all with how they played. The big one for them, the second game against
Okay,
John
line's
Schuster.
good.
Extra end loss. Schuster
Line's
makes
good.
a intern angle
Line's good.
tap
You can
to the
curl now.
forefoot for the win.
You can
And
curl
very
now. Looks like it's
easily
here.
have beaten
Oh,
the
your
reigning
top
Olympic
button, your
team,
top button. And it's going
put
to peak.
themselves
You
in
gotta
playoff position.
It's trying.
We're seeing a similar
pretty
start to this end over here on our featured game.
Yeah, these draws around the center guard ended up going to the back eights. That was with Hammer in the past, and still to this day, that was an old Al Hackner strategy of throwing that stone to the back of the eights around the center, pretending that you were trying to throw it to the top fours.
Baiting them.
You have to even act a little frustrated when
Mine's
the run
close.
came to a stop and act
Wait
it
if you
out.
can.
And there really
Easy,
isn't a great
easy.
follow-up
Wait if you
shot for
can.
your opponent in that
Gotta curl.
situation.
Gotta curl.
If they play the freeze, now you can throw to the top
Mine's
of the
good.
forefoot with backing. If they
Straight,
play the hit, then
perfect.
you can draw to the top fours
Hard, Chase.
with
Get in here.
nothing behind it. And
Keep going.
if they play the
Hard.
top fours themselves, you can
Hard.
corner freeze
Hard.
and set up
Hard.
a 3 that way.
All right,
So
not bad.
you kind of see that set up here from
Should
Casper
see a
with,
freeze
without
now.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Lance Wheeler now playing the out-turn draw through the hole. Should run pretty
Okay.
true here on this
go
line.
straight then.
Side.
Gotta hold it out there. Really gotta hold it. Really gotta
Bowser
hold it.
trying to hold the line.
Keep going, keep going, keep going the whole way. Whole way, gotta bounce it. Go,
Looks
go,
like
go,
it
go,
should
go.
bounce off here.
Big bounce right now. Okay.
Rocks staying angled on each other on the center guards. Difficult to use those for any kind of run back for Team Dunnam.
I don't think so. You could try to get through it. Like if you chisel, it's not bad.
I don't see a hole there.
I don't love that.
You have
At
to
least he
hit
said
pretty much
try
all
to
you
get
can
through.
see.
Sure, you could try.
If
I
you
I don't
chisel.
mind it.
I could try to dunk a basketball too, but that's not
Lord.
happening.
Oh, you could.
Yeah, I mean, or control.
who-
I was thinking around
Yeah,
there.
no.
My Michael
We
Jordan
won't talk
Nerf
about
hoop
that.
at home.
Okay,
Yeah, that one on
I
the
don't really want
closet
to
door.
throw it hard and just spill it. You know, like you could very easily just do that and spill it. Control.
Yeah, I'm not sure
I
this is
don't-
necessary right now
No.
for Casper.
Yeah.
Agree with that, Derek? This may be a little bit greedy.
I don't love this. You're in complete control right now. Your setup is not bad at all.
Clean. Whoa.
A
Yep.
force is great.
Hard.
Long way to go, obviously, but
I'd be awfully tempted to throw
Clean.
the intern draw
Yep.
just to the top
Yeah.
of the
Yep.
fours.
Yep.
absolutely.
Not
Whoa,
with these
whoa, whoa, whoa.
guards. Or you could just,
Not bad.
no, I thought maybe he was going to paper it through. But yeah, now you've
Give them an opening.
Hang
And now they
crap.
can use that center. Oh, they can use either of those later down the road. But
Yeah, they not only moved that rock off so that Dunnam can draw in for another counter, but they unlocked that red guard so that it can be raised. Really, nothing good came from that shot.
just a little too aggressive, I think, especially when you
Okay.
have a 4-point lead.
Straight, straight,
And I think
hard straight.
Casper's original read was it
Hard
took him
straight.
a while to come up with something because he was
Right to
looking
it,
at
straight, you
Thomas
got it.
saying, yeah, we really aren't in bad position, but
Hard. You're by, you're by.
again, thinking, okay, if
Curl
we
it,
can make
curl it,
this
curl
short
it.
run, then they're dead, but
Yeah.
you're up 4 already. Just lob one around and take
Yep.
away their opportunity for 2.
Well, yeah.
Little celebration from Klauser.
If you get nose, you might get both.
Now that chase it a little bit, but again, they
Burn.
unlock those top ones. So Dunnam does does have rocks he can use, which he didn't 2 shots ago.
3 or 4 good outcomes possible on this run for Violet. Run double would be ideal.
Whoa! Close!
Still
Yep!
slash in to that rock on the side
Yes!
of the doors.
Do
Dead
it!
stickiness.
Hard! Hard!
And I was just about to say there's one spot that they really would prefer not to hit.
Not bad.
But again, so many times in curling you see the best spot and the worst spot are right next to each other.
Yeah.
If he misses that a little bit better, then probably gets a better result. But did move that stone out of count. So Dunnam only sitting 1. Casper sitting 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3. Dunnam 4. Casper 5. Another intern come around now for
Whoa, whoa, it's running like it's hot.
Dunnam.
It's running like it's flying. Looks really heavy.
Maybe try that
Okay, you
board
can
again
curl
on
it
the
if
next
you
one,
need-
Derek, over there.
You need to
Yeah,
go-
I
Is it any
still-
wider than it was before?
Still not sure it's there.
Right to my brim. Yeah, you gotta curl it real hard. Whole way in. Keep going. A little more. A little more. A little more. Okay, okay. That's good. Good spot.
Danny's plenty young, but
Same thing.
doesn't have those junior rocks anymore that would
Just-
fit through there.
Take it there. You like the same weight?
Good position there from Dunnam. Good throw by Klauser. So same run back. I think they'd be happy to stick this even though they'd just be sitting, they'd be sitting second.
Whoa! Clean.
Would be good
Yep.
position. If you ever get really
Yep.
fortunate, it
Yep.
rolls
Whoa.
2 inches so you can see the
Whoa.
outside of your stone.
Whoa! Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry, Scott.
Yeesh. There's an apology one there. I think he called for it at the end, though. The way that Casper called that on-off sweep, I think he was aware that maybe they're going to be papering that stone.
He
So
definitely saw it late.
we'll give him credit for the call, but still one where you have to do the old
like,
tennis, put the
11,
hand
5, or
up,
12.
flips the tape. So my fault there. Apologies.
Clean.
Rich Roonan with a broom slam before
Yep,
his rock
yep.
even got to the other end that time.
Hard, Lance.
I'm going to assume that means it wasn't good.
Yeah, it was a fairly tame slam. I'd call it a slap.
Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Like to roll away a little bit.
Okay.
And that jams on the back, and
They had to be on that, I think, a little earlier. They just kind of lost it.
yeah, two spots where that would have been a better result. Obviously wanted to roll in, but couldn't get it to turn over.
I think they had called the roll away, right?
Yeah, they did. Just couldn't
I like the shot.
couldn't make up their mind once it's on the center. Can we get this to go, or do we hammer this to hold? And as you said, they had to read it earlier in order to hold that line. A little surprised at all, Derek, that they're playing the
Perfect
draw
is
here.
what biting the
That's
fork.
a little space between that #1 counter and the guard.
Yeah, a little. I don't think I would,
Yeah, I
but
mean, he's got
yeah,
the
he's
run.
been aggressive and he's gonna keep being aggressive. So, we'll see. He's keep putting pressure on him, and he's shown that he's not afraid to just get into it.
Yeah, you like the fearless attitude, as long as it's
Chase.
not reckless.
Yeah, you got to be calculated at the same time. It does look like there's space there to sit 3. It looks like, correct?
Yeah, you'd have to play a little
Soft.
finesse shot, skinny the guard to get inside.
Felt pretty soft.
So the
Really
draw
hard
is an
line,
open
too.
shot.
Line's good.
Be a fairly long run. I almost would like to throw this to at least the pot, if not back 4. This is really curling though. It's going to wreck the guard, be short.
Another opening here for
Sweepers.
Dunnam.
Sweepers seem to know that was short out of hand. Just
I
didn't
mean, you
have
could hit
it.
the 3 into it, right? And like we could do that. Well, we would leave him a double, right? Like if you made that, you just leave him a double. Maybe we just draw, and then he'll pick that, and we'll have a shot for 2.
Schuster
Like
end
this?
up with a steal
No,
of
he's
1
talking about
there,
this.
so that's why the broom slam was
Pretty
more of a
good.
little pat, Derek. Schuster now leading 2-1.
And he's probably not running. He's probably
after
picking,
four.
and then we might have that for 3. Right?
I'm sure John has his eye
Like control. You just try to
every
put
once
this
in a
one
while
first.
on this game that we have. Very happy with the scoreboard as it is.
I was thinking, like,
Absolutely.
middle of that red
Needing
one.
Casper to win and a win himself to get into the 1-2 game, which
guys like
is
this?
very important. Makes things a little easier on you. It's never easy, but
Yeah, since we put that
I was
team
thinking like
together
control
in
10, something like that.
2014, I don't believe that John Schuster's played in a 3-4 game in any
We don't need to
nationals.
spin up that much, do we? You think a little less?
Probably why he does so well. He only has to play.
yeah, he's playing
Let's
less
go
games.
normal, shade less.
Playing less games than everyone else.
Yeah, that helps. I don't know why everybody else doesn't do that. That math checks out, Joel. Huh? We're getting. Yep, count it. That's true. All right. So Dunnam wisely playing the intern draw. They were looking at a couple other shots.
Clean.
Actually hitting the back on
Clean.
this.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We're trying to make all these rocks count.
Whoa, whoa.
Thought maybe they just play some kind of draw around here, but does end up hitting, and I think squeaks in for second count. Pretty easy decision for Casper to hit this stone, but
Think more, maybe?
very important to stick around
His normal curled a
for
lot.
Casper on this line. I think you may see Dunnam play a short little run on his own stone for 3 if Casper does roll out.
We're trying to roll in if possible.
And down by 4, Derek, I think you probably should, even though you're risking giving up a steal if you don't catch it right.
Yeah, I agree. I think you have to be aggressive. If you have a shot for 3, you got to take it. I heard him say they're going to play us a little bit softer, try to get the inside roll, and if they do, it's going to be tough for Dunnam to get 2. So
Whoa,
again, staying
curl.
aggressive. You could just
Curl.
nose this, give up your 2, but they're going to try hard to get this roll inside.
Yeah, really don't want to roll out here.
Hard, it's close.
It's moving now.
Boy, Luke Violette really got that one moving. That is the side that
I don't
swings a
think we
little
have
more, but
space.
definitely looked like
It'll curl.
Violette got that one to dance a little bit.
Absolutely helped
Like
that
soft
one move
pack.
over. It didn't. I didn't think they had the inside of that rock, and Luke really pushed and
Yeah,
made it happen.
really close to rolling far enough in that the shot wouldn't even be there. But probably through the house weight to Hack. Needs to stay in the 8-foot for 2 for Dunnam.
Shade
All
more.
things considered, Casper probably happy with this result regardless.
Yeah, the way this swings, they should be able to throw Hack
Backline.
pretty confidently. He might throw a little less than that.
Final stone of this 4th end. Scott Dunnam, soft weight intern tab for 2.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Can count those rotations again on this one.
Whoa,
We're already
shade.
at 3 halfway down. Takes a turn, and they get it by the guard. Oh, again, just jumped that one on a line that we definitely saw take a turn on Danny Casper's last 2, but
Yeah, plenty of room. That's the second time we've seen it now. Crash the guard with a chance. I don't know. They're just losing some of those rocks, and I don't know if it's a communication thing or just not quite reading them.
does end up being another steal of 1 for Danny Casper. Now leading Scott Dunnam 5-0 after 4 ends of play.
The everyday person may not aspire to be a professional athlete or an Olympic athlete. You may just want to be the best person you can be. You just may want to sleep better. You may want to feel better. Thorne has many products that can support all of those things. So it's not just about performing or running faster or jumping higher. It's those little things that go into having a higher quality of life.
Beginning of the 5th end.
Line's good.
2023 Men's USA Curling
Still
National
Ben.
Championships.
Line's good.
Our feature game. Danny
Line's good.
Casper,
Hold top
Scott
four.
Dunnam. Casper with a 5-0 lead on Dunnam
Girl.
and Derek, as we mentioned before the game. This
15-1. Looks light, guys.
this game so much influence on the
Keep going,
playoff
keep
seeding,
going.
and Danny
Keep going,
Casper
keep
in
going.
line to lock up that
Good
number
sweep.
1 seed with
Nice
a
shot.
win.
Yeah, I mean, he's played aggressive. He's stayed aggressive throughout, even with a lead. He has given Dunnam a few chances. They just haven't been able to convert. They really need a deuce here before the break.
Yeah, I think that's important too for Dunnam to talk about
on
between
here?
these ends. Is the scoreboard is not indicative of what's happened in this game.
Curl it. You don't need to curl
Dunnam
it.
had a shot for 3 in the third, a shot for 2 in the fourth. So their
You don't need to
opportunities
curl
are
it.
there.
Okay.
You just need to
Pretty good.
capitalize and see if you can find a 3 here.
Freeze is good.
Get yourself
Absolutely.
back in the game.
Absolutely. You got 2 or 3 here. These 10 games are long, and then there's a lot of time still. If you get your 2 here, you do still have a chance. So we'll see. We'll see how aggressive Casper does stay.
Easy.
Chase Sinnett's second
Well
rock
done.
of this
Whoa,
fifth.
Whoa, whoa.
He's playing that same
Whoa.
in-turn draw coming down to their own stone.
Close. Luke.
I'd like to just
Yeah,
tap
Luke,
this a
Luke,
couple inches so
Luke.
they're not frozen on
Hard,
each other.
close. Really hard. Hard, yes.
If they could get it to nose, they'd be very happy.
Nice shot, Chase.
That's pretty good.
Very good result.
Tied.
And Derek, the reason on that shot to play just that tiny tap as opposed to a freeze is if Dunnam does decide to play nose-nose and sit on top of it, you'll still have a little separation to clear those stones
Absolutely,
as opposed to dead wired on that rock.
Pretty good. Let it stop. Keep them even. Good.
So 2 corners in play now for Dunnam. Casper will come right back into the rings for another counter, piling things up.
Close.
I think they're playing either to tight
Jake.
guard or top 12.
Line's good. Whoa. Close, Luke. Yep, go ahead. Yep. Yep. Easy if it's tight 3. Go ahead then, Luke.
Carving master Luke Violet
hard.
looking to get this
Hard.
to go again.
Hard, Luke. Keep going.
Luke will
keep
be
going,
in the
keep
booth
going, keep
tonight
going.
with me, so
Okay, pretty good.
I got to pump him up now before he gets
I think he tried to stay on it and bump
made
it with
himself
like
very available for
back 8, back
broadcast
12.
this week. Loves to do it. Actually listened to some of his stuff last year and very strong in the booth. It was fun to
Absolutely.
listen
Yeah.
to.
He does a great job.
Don't anybody tell him we said that, though. Lance Wheeler playing the out-turn bump, trying to move
Not
these
real.
stones around a little bit.
Clean. 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 Yep. Clean. Curl. Right in, Andy. Right in. You got it.
Andy Dunnam trying to get this,
Yep.
get almost a nose.
It's a good angle. It's good.
That's a good spot. Lines up very well for Team
Peel
Dunnam.
this one. Hit like a
Casper
third.
immediately going to the peel.
You hit. Going into that one, which ain't terrible, but
I think we'll see Casper have a very clear game plan the rest of this game, unless something goes haywire.
yep.
Ben Richardson
Clean.
throws the high hard one extremely well.
Good.
Just a steady player top to bottom. I have to remember watching them now too. I think Ben is
You do the same thing
24.
pretty much. Freeze it.
somewhere in there. I still
think we
look
wanna
at
get
them
right
as
to the nose, though.
20-year-olds from the
Yeah.
Siberia worlds. And by the way, don't anybody go to Siberia for any reason ever.
You said it was nice.
Little less.
Yeah,
like
real
3
nice
feet
if you-
less.
If you hate yourself. So out-turn draw attempt. I will say the hospitality was very nice while we were there.
The Siberian prison was very nice.
Okay, can't bounce on this.
Avoided the gulags while we were there. That was
Okay.
good.
Get ready to curl
So
it.
out-turn draw.
Oh, actually straight.
Trying trying to get to
Clean.
another
Curl,
freeze on
Whoa.
this line.
Curl. Right to it. That's really good.
And 2 very nice stones from Lance Wheeler.
Good positioning now for Dunnam.
Yeah, that's really well done.
Both are yellows, right?
And that's how you find your 3, Derek, is getting these stones in a place where your opponent can't do anything with them. Right now, I think if you're Casper, I'd be awfully tempted to just slash or run
When
that
he makes
yellow back.
contact and both these
Lose
yellows
the
are
red.
gone.
You lose one of your own, maybe both, but you're probably playing away from a 3 and maybe into a 2 by doing it.
Yeah, at this point up 5-0, you got to do something to just not give up a 3. He will not do that, though. He refuses.
I'd like to see a game with Danny Casper against Delaney Strauss and just see how many rocks they could get in play in each end.
Yeah, that would be it'd be a long game, and it'd be a lot of draws, and it'd be a lot of angles.
Hey, line's good.
Yeah, but we should also say
Fine.
that those 2 teams'
Keep it
combined
clean,
record
then.
this week is 10-2.
Yes.
And Casper with a 5-0 lead
Never
in
needs
this
to
one.
curl.
And for those of us in the broadcast booth, we love that stuff.
Absolutely.
Pile the rocks up, create a bunch of angles. So
Hey.
another guard by Richardson. I think you may see a double peel to open this up possibly too.
Like straight
Yeah, with the
back,
angles.
right?
Just a straight back run.
Yeah.
You
With
can
those
do it
angles,
either
I don't
way.
hate the run. If you happen to double peel them,
Okay, I think just firm. I don't
I
want
think
him
if
to
there was
spray
a
too
double
much.
peel, you'd see Casper
Firm.
blow that center up afterwards, knowing he can lose the top one at least.
yeah.
But I was wrong already on what I thought they'd do this end. You see Rich Ruinen takes a
Yep.
single in the 5th to tie the game 2-2 with John Schuster.
Right to it. Right to it.
You're
Here
hard
is
on
the
this.
comeback attempt for Dunnam.
Oh no.
Sets
May
up
not
a
be
double
great
there.
result there. If there's enough room to make this double for
You might
Casper,
just have to.
it is a little
do
tight
this.
on the guard.
Even if you just hit and sit right there, that's what he's calling
Forward,
right now. It's
just
Yeah,
just
I
fine.
think that
Here.
still accomplishes almost the same purpose, just trying to get inside. Angles will still play into Casper's favor. It's a little unfortunate there for Dunnam. Very close to a perfect shot, staying buried underneath, and instead spills one of his stones open and allows
Curl.
hit and roll opportunity for
Hard.
Team Casper. And Derek, that's one of those things where you have the angle set up. If you're Team Casper, you always
Hard.
want
Flowing. Hard,
Dunnam
hard,
to be the
hard.
one to move those
Good
rocks.
shot, Luke.
You know, even though raising it, maybe they can take them both out. If your opponent is the one that unlocks those stones,
We
you're
could
the one
wrap it.
following it up with a chance to clear afterwards.
You can also wrap over here. I mean, they're gonna hit this.
really nice angles now for Casper. He's in a great spot.
Can you
Things
get
have,
to the note?
again,
Well,
2 rocks later, things have completely flipped.
Yeah, I think that's the thing I've been impressed with most about
it
this
might
Casper
just go
team
there though.
is the knowledge of where you can
Okay.
be to both put your opponent in
And if
trouble and
it's
get
running a
yourself
little,
out
you
of
do
trouble.
that. It's okay.
Their downfall
12-5.
to this point, as we saw in the university games final especially, was
You like this?
that they
Okay,
knew where they're trying to
fine.
get to, but their rock placement just wasn't precise enough.
Yeah,
Now this week, I think you're seeing they're fine-tuning that and the reasons why they were in trouble in that university games final. They've kind of made those adjustments.
Yeah, the way they play when they're executing, it's fun to watch. They put themselves in great spots and put their opponents in trouble constantly.
And on the other side of the coin with this Dunnam team,
Okay, clean.
the thing that I've been most impressed
Clean.
with is their ability to create ends offensively,
Whoa.
where they kind of
Whoa,
sneak up on you.
whoa.
All of a sudden, you're saying, "Oh my
I
God,
think
they've
you just
shot
gotta
the
let it
three."
stop.
You know,
Yeah, you gotta
Scott's
stop.
indirect
Clean. Whoa.
setting
I
up
don't
of
think-
an
I think
end
we wanna show it over
offensively
here.
where
Whoa.
he's positioning to have a shot at the end. We've
Yeah,
seen
at
twice
least
that
there's
they
a
haven't
hole.
capitalized, but they still had that
You
opportunity.
think this?
And that's kind of been the way that they've gone all week is they've dictated the action a lot, but they kind of sneak up on you with those ends where they pop the 2 or 3 on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they finished 2 of those off in this game. We're looking at a completely different
Think a
game.
little
So
more. Well, yeah, half. Yeah, yeah.
And eyeballing the slash double now. Showing a lot of confidence
Again?
once again playing this.
You might be able to get
I
both.
think the outturn freeze would
Feel it?
probably be where I
Yeah.
go, or the
Gotta
tap
hit
on
like-
the stone.
Staying
Maybe a little
aggressive.
more. Yeah, well, thinner
Danny
makes
likes
sure
to
we
play like
get
it's
the
a
win.
league game every time, but that kind of
Luke, you might
plays
need to
into
watch
that
it going
relaxed
over.
mentality
It's
that
gonna be close to our
you
yellow
just
over
feel
there
like
on the
you're
left.
going to make these
You know
shots.
what I mean?
Just another pickup game.
So maybe a thick half, Derek, to get both of these.
Yeah, I think that.
A little less than 2/3.
No, curl, curl.
The wide side isn't bad as long as you make contact and get one of them.
Yeah.
Or just get them both again. Call whatever you want if you're going to make them.
I think it's just big edge.
Really well done by Danny
Drop it in
Casper.
there.
A lot of confidence right now from Danny. He's just putting the broom down, going down, and just knowing he's going to make something.
Yeah.
What's impressive with him and some of these young teams is after a miss or after something bad happens, they can
It's like
rebound.
14-5.
They stay positive. It's not about everybody
top four.
misses, and they're all going to miss, even at this level. But it's how they respond to it, and Danny has done it all week.
Yeah, just you find yourself just kind of smiling and shaking your head watching this team that you just seem to be
Pretty good.
unflappable, make
Always
these
straight,
big
I think.
shots, put themselves in great positions.
It's fun to watch. I don't
Nice
envy
kid.
their fans, but
You actually got room. You got lots of room.
a little stressful.
You got lots of room. It's got to be
I'd
buried.
love to read Jordan Moulton's mind on some of these. Like those
You know,
calls, too.
fun fact, I can read her mind, and it's you don't want to get into that head.
That's how they all are.
Nice draw to the lid there. I think I can safely say they'll play the freeze this time.
Did you get a time there?
I'm still hesitating.
I was going to say,
There is a
I think
double
we got
run.
I think you got one right.
And not one where you're
Freezing?
real
Yeah.
concerned about getting
Top
shot
eight,
rock.
well, I
If
mean,
you
that's
could ever
not
tap
bad.
it a little bit and sit count, as long as it's buried, then that's great. But
Yeah.
any
Okay.
anything close on the freeze attempt here probably locks in
Try to be positive.
the
big
force
guys
for
here.
Casper. It is enjoyable watching Jordan's facial expressions even on the camera.
Really soft eyes.
It's usually fun anyways, but with all these triggers, with
Line's close.
the slash, angle, run in, double call
Line's
up
really
by
good.
5,
Whoa, whoa, curl now.
Jordan's entertainment unto herself. So Casper, after making that
Curl.
Sliding a
slash
little bit on
double,
him.
let's see if he can follow it up with the freeze.
That's just fine.
And that's pretty well done. Going to be a tough 2 for
Okay.
Dunnam. And even there, Derek,
It warps
you
at the
thought
end.
maybe they'd pound that in a little bit, but left it short to take
no,
away
that
the
was
side
pretty
of the
good, I think.
forefoot.
Yeah,
So that
No.
position is pretty much perfect.
far less accessible now for 2.
So
Really
final
gonna have to
shot.
go sideways late. He needs full 4 should do the trick though.
Don't
Yeah,
wanna give you
should
less.
get this to walk down at the end. It is there for 2. Just needs to get just past the tee
Just needs
line
to be
and
full,
finish.
full 4. You don't have to come even crazy close to that the way it finishes.
Last rock of first 5 ends of this game. Scott Dunnam. Trying to draw the side of the forefoot for a second point.
Yep. Gotta go straight. Back
Line
to you
looks
guys.
a little tight right now.
On it early
Back to you.
again.
Gotta go. Really gotta go. Whole way, guys.
Got to go for
You
weight
got
as
it. Go,
well.
go, 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 go.
It's gonna be very close if the line's good.
Whoa, whoa. Gotta go.
Gotta get off now. Gotta get off now.
Oh, what a great
Well done.
draw. Wow.
Great
Side
sequence.
of the forefoot, 4-2 for Team Dunnam. Get a little momentum going to the break. And the 5th end break means it's time to talk to you about Warm Room Hero, the intuitive curling club software. It takes the stress out of schedules, registrations, and more. Warm Room Hero, a platform built for curlers by curlers. Check out Warm Room Hero at curling.club today. And our score at the 5th end break. Danny Casper 5, Scott Dunnam 2.
Let's say you're in high school and there's a sport you like, but sometimes you think, you know, it might be cool to try a new sport.
End up with a corner guard on the other side of the sheet.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
Back for the second half of this final draw of the 2023 Men's USA Curling National Championships. Danny Casper with a 5-2 lead over Scott Dunnam and Hammer in the sixth.
Okay. You're going to
Derek,
have to curl for the line.
Dunnam with an
curl for the
incredible
line.
draw on that last shot of the sixth end. So even though they're down 3
Curl,
without,
curl, curl. You're not on the line yet.
just to be able to get that second
Okay,
point,
you're
and get that momentum for the second half, maybe, possibly a turning point for Team Dunnam.
Yeah, great shot to end the first half on. He had shots for multiple in 2 ends and just couldn't quite make the shots. But great draw. He's in the game still. Like I said, long way to go. 10 end games. We'll see what happens here, and we'll see how aggressive Danny is and will continue to be.
Well, coming out of the fifth end break, John Landsteiner, it's always faster after the mop.
Curl if you go ever.
And we'll see if
Really running.
Chase Sinnott's rock stops in time.
Curl if you go.
Looks like it should be in the back of the paint, I believe. Scott giving him a look and deciding not worth it. Our other games across the other sheets. Daryl Sobering with a steal of 1 in the fifth end to tie that game up against Corey Dropkin. Corey in desperate need of a win. Rich Ruinen takes 1 point in the fifth, tied Schuster 2-2.
Okay.
And Jason
Gotta be dead
Smith
under them.
gets his 2 in the fifth to tie Ethan Sampson 2-2. And again, our feature game, Casper
You're
leading
going in. Just go here.
Dunham 5-2. So Derek, we've got some interesting scores out here right now for teams that really need a win, jockeying for playoff
Okay,
position.
you're good.
A lot on the line across every sheet and a lot of close games. So it's going to be a
That's
fun
right on the
finish. It's
tee
going to be
line.
hard to keep our eyes just on our sheet.
If you have multiple screens at home, this might be a good time to set them all up. We need kind of a curling red zone channel too. Is that something Curling Stadium can get lined up? We're working on it, we hear from John Benton.
Okay.
I would
easy.
buy
Line's
that.
Good.
I would watch that channel.
I'll host.
Line's good.
Something
Close.
with the Nationals, the Briars, the Worlds, where
Okay, clean.
that feed bounces
Make sure
around, because
you're
they
to
do
it.
that bounce
Whoa,
around.
whoa, whoa.
What do they call it?
Gotta curl a bit.
They had a specific
Okay.
term for it.
You gotta curl.
Something
Clean,
around
clean.
coverage.
Curl.
Yeah, across the sheets too. Yeah.
Great shot, Chase. Good pair.
Something where they showed all the games and they kept bouncing from game to game.
Let's bite the 4.
So we have a request to talk about the tiebreaker scenarios from our friend TJ Hamilton. So with the 1-2 game, we have it pretty clear that if Danny Casper does win this game, he will be the 1 seed. Scott Dunnam could be as low as the 3 seed if John Schuster
Five's
wins his
great.
game. So
Can't
a Casper
bounce,
win
can't
and a
bounce.
Schuster win
All
would
off,
mean
all off.
Casper plays Schuster in the 1-2. If Schuster loses,
Yeah. It's
to
always
ruin
curl a
it,
mile. It's always curl a mile.
it will be a
Right
rematch between Casper and
Yep,
Dunnam
curl
in
the
the
rest of the way
1-2 game.
Curl the rest of the way now. Yep, a little more,
With regard to
Really
the
good.
rest of the field,
Just a straight peel.
we have, again, Schuster at 2 losses, Smith at 3 losses, Dropkin at 3 losses. So with the head-to-head, Smith has beaten Schuster. He would have a tiebreaker over him on the head-to-head. There's about 3 or 4 different ways this could go.
Guard.
All we'll say for the time being is if there is a tie for 4th or a 3-way tie
Like a
for
2.
3rd, that head-to-head comes into play, but they will not eliminate a team without playing unless it's a 3-team tie for 4th, which is possible.
You want just past the logo, I
The
think.
only
right
way we
here.
would see that situation is if Dropkin
Right to my
loses,
broom.
Smith
Right to
loses,
my broom.
then we'd have Sampson,
Doesn't
Smith,
have to curl.
and Dropkin tied
Doesn't
at
have to
4
curl.
losses.
Doesn't have to curl.
And I believe Smith had lost to
Little more.
both
Little
of
more,
those
little
2
more,
teams, so he
little
would
more.
be eliminated on head-to-head. And Sampson would play Dropkin in the tiebreaker game for that 4th spot. I'm getting a nod from Derek, so I believe that's correct.
Yep, 9 a.m. tomorrow would be the tiebreaker. That is correct as far as I know. I don't see John or Joel correcting us. So
if Dropkin wins and Smith wins and Schuster wins, then we would have our playoff field set, I believe. Or no, there would be a tiebreaker still, wouldn't there? Schuster would be in the 2 spot. Dunnam would drop to 3. Dropkin and Smith would be tied for 4th. And Dropkin and Smith would play against each other for the 4th seed.
Okay. Looks, I think you got to go all off for a sec.
If Dropkin wins,
We don't want him to be able to run. Curl.
Schuster loses, and Smith
Okay, you're good,
wins,
you're
we'd
good,
have
that's good.
a 3-way tie for 3rd.
Got all that, TJ?
And I'm trying to remember who beat who in that. Schuster beat Dropkin. Smith beat Schuster. And Dropkin beat Smith. So it would go to draw shot to see who would be the 3rd seed, and the other 2 would play for the 4th spot. So if you're not writing all that down, TJ, I'm going to be really upset because I'm working hard on this right now.
There's a quiz after the 7th, TJ.
There is a scenario under which there are no tiebreakers for the men. That would be if Dropkin wins and Smith loses, or Smith wins and Dropkin loses. Then that winning team would be in, the losing team would be out between Dropkin and Smith, I believe.
Right to my broom. It's always straight.
So if Dropkin and Smith both lose or both win, then we may have a tiebreaker. That's enough of that for me.
Guard, peel, repeat.
In this one, if Casper wins, he's the one. If Dunnam wins, he's the one.
Whoa. Clean.
But again, John Schuster, a big Danny Casper fan right now. As long as they handle business in their game, a Casper win and a Schuster win
Like this was my
would
thought.
put John Schuster as the 2 seed in the 1-2 game and drop Scott Dunnam 2.
It's like you're trying to guard, like really
3-4
tight guard
game.
on this part, right? Well, I guess it might have to be all the way in here because they can play that, right?
So there's a curling game still going on this sheet. Just let all the monkeys running around in my head
Like
trying to
middle,
figure out what's going on.
Also, while we were doing that advanced math,
tight to it,
the
but
first
covering
time
the
all week,
outside
somebody
half.
hit the house on the draw shot challenge for half the pot.
Yeah, I think they changed that up too to just the house instead of the button. And as soon as they did it,
No, I'm guarding the
first
outside
guy
half
hits the
above.
rings.
Like 2/3. But like right to it, pretty much. If we can freeze it on like half rock, it's really good. It can be. Anything from like a 3 to frozen.
So good angles here for Team Dunnam. Scott trying to maybe play a little tap into this stone. Trying to set up any way possible to steal.
You're freezing half rock, guys.
They're calling for freezing half the rock.
Got a little extra here, I think. It's trying
We gotta
to
warp in
come
there.
down.
Curl. Right to it. Pretty good.
That's a pretty good result.
That's just fine, yeah.
Really good angle.
Board weight. Yeah.
Casper calling for board weight.
Yeah.
Can see maybe half of that
doesn't
rock
get
at
if we just pick
most.
the tighter one and yeah. Not,
I think
not
that would be
calling that.
my call, would just be to pick that
Straight
stone if
pick,
you're gonna
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, I'm saying that as like the
Playing this with board makes this shot really difficult.
Yeah, I like it better just the straight pick. You're getting pretty complicated
more,
with board. You got to be so precise.
Kind of like
Yeah, I'm not sure they can get that out and stick around with as much as they can see.
One of Coach Jordan Moulton's favorite things is keep things simple.
Yep.
This game they don't seem to be listening to her.
Well, Jordan can shout
Yep.
things with her mind, so
Whoa.
I think we can almost hear her up here. Trying to turn this over to stick around if they can. Does clear that rock and rolls barely off the paint, so almost stuck around. But for those wondering why they opened up their own stone a
Well,
little
that's just gotta
more,
get up to here.
they're just trying to change that
I think it
angle
was
around
that.
so they didn't have
Might
the
even kill both
easy
those.
short run.
Maybe, but then you're out, and then if
Yeah, you had to address that, Rock. Otherwise,
guys
Dunnam
think
has
that-
such a simple shot.
And
That
really
yeah.
difficult for
I'm a
Dunnam to
little
get
afraid it might,
inside
like,
and not move his own stone
have a
on the
pretty-
button. So good thought process by Team Casper. Major development here on sheet C. Ethan Sampson takes
What's he doing if I
3
go
on
here?
Jason Smith
I
in
guess
the
he's got a
6th.
double for 3.
Now leads Smitty 5-2 after 6 ends.
It's pretty hard. You got to catch that really
The
thin,
loss
don't you?
there for Smith.
It's a little risky too.
He would need a loss from Corey
we're okay.
Dropkin as well to drop down
If
into
you
a
guys do anything,
tiebreaker at 4
like,
losses.
I think it's either that. You might get both yellows and stuff those together.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's what you guys like 11-5, 10-5.
Important here
I think 10-5
for Dunnam. This is a
probably.
big moment in the game.
And if we can hang our shooter, then if he has the double in the middle, he might roll out and give us one, right? Okay, 10-5. I think like that. Well, what are we trying to hit? Like half,
I don't
right?
know that Dunnam has a whole lot of choice but to play this shot.
Okay, you can give me a hair more
That's
then.
with the way
Well,
these angles
that's good.
work. He's only going to be sitting 2 unless they get a bonus on this little run on the rock in the back of the 12-foot. Again, that shot by Team Casper really got them out of trouble by changing that angle around.
How's that ice look? Okay, I was thinking max, so I like it then.
So probably control weight somewhere in there. Needing to hit 2/3. Looks
Clean. Curl!
Wheeler trying to get this to turn over. Does stick, but also sticks
It's going
on
to
the
leave a
rock at
double
the
here.
back of the 12-foot.
Although,
I don't know.
Looks as though the double for 2 may be there. You think it misses that stone?
I
Derek?
think it does.
I think it's safe.
I think it's just fine.
Might spin
I
up,
think
though.
that Danny Casper will play it.
I
as
think he's
well.
playing it
Try to
no
go
matter
away
what.
from
Yeah, I don't think that there's
mind just
a way
normal.
for Casper to give up 2
Thinking just normal.
as
No.
long as they make contact with that first stone. Because even
Yeah,
if it
it's
jammed on
pretty
the
thin.
side one really thin, you're still
You're
losing
losing
that
that
other
side.
rock.
Quarter's good.
Yeah.
So I think this is worth playing.
I
Little
think
thin
it probably
quarter,
misses
like
it,
a
but
quarter.
even like you said, even if it doesn't,
It's not an incredibly thin double. I think I would play this still. I mean, a single puts you up 4, but with the risk reward, I think with the confidence that Danny's playing with right now,
Yes.
I would be confident in him throwing
Yes.
that shot.
Hard!
This is very close.
real tight.
Hard!
Pretty good. And there it
Perfect.
is, another double for Danny Casper. That 2 points puts Team Casper up 5, 7-2 after 6 ends.
Just because you're not a professional athlete doesn't mean that you should accept less. The beauty about what Thorn does is our product quality is the same whether they're in the athletic line or whether they're just for the everyday person. Thorn has kept true to never compromising on quality, never compromising on efficacy, never compromising on safety for not only athletes but for everyone who would use their products.
Beginning of the 7th end here in this
Line's okay.
final draw of 2023
Okay, little room. Running a bit.
Men's USA Curling National
Gotta
Championship
curl.
round robin. Start of the 7th
Okay, it's
means
close. Gotta
that
curl,
thanks
though.
to our friends at Floor Curl,
Getting better. Still gotta
USA
curl.
Curling member clubs are
14.
entitled to a 20%
Gotta curl
discount
quite a bit.
on any Floor Curl inflatable rink set. These rinks only take a minute to inflate or deflate,
Hard.
are the
Hard.
perfect way to promote your club at summer festivals, events, or anywhere you have a flat surface. No ice required. Visit usacurling.floorcurl.com and use the promo code FCInflatable20. That's usacurling.floorcurl.com.
You going 1 or 3?
Promo code FCInflatable20.
Which? You look like 3 to me.
Thanks again to Rock Solid Productions,
All
Chad
here.
McMullen, Steph and Ryan LeDrew
You're good. You can clean it.
being sponsors.
Keep moving. Good, Andy. Good.
It's about the only curling I do now, really, outside of chasing. This is just an inflatable set, floor curl set. I got a pretty good record in floor curling, too. I did an event with Ryan LeDrew in Orlando
Line's
at
good.
an expo, and he had me compete against the people that came up to the
Little
booth.
bit of
and
room.
I really didn't want
Hey,
to lose.
whoa.
Any of those people coming up because they think that there's a correlation between the two, and there's not. I had like a 5 or 6 game winning streak,
Yep.
and
Yes. Yes.
some guy finally
Yes.
took me
Yes.
down.
Yes.
He got to
Hard.
hold the gold
Hard.
medal and everything.
Hard.
I pretended like I was happy for him.
No.
I really didn't want to
Too
lose.
competitive for that.
Yeah. So 2 in the 4-foot to start this end for Team Casper. Good start from Chase Sinnott.
Okay, let it grip. Let it grip. Yep, let it grind.
It's like Rich Ruin with a steal of 1 point in the 6th end
Just gotta stop.
against John Schuster.
Okay.
Now leads Schuster 3-2.
You freeze, it's
Playing
not
the
bad.
7th end again. That's just making things even more interesting. Ben Richardson playing his first. Going to pile
Chase
another
if
one
you
up in the
can.
center of the house here.
Chase if you can. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good.
Nice run back double by
Clean.
Kevin Tuma on sheet C
Hey,
as
clean.
well.
Well done.
Team
well done.
Sampson seems to be rolling right now. And again, Derek, that team has not been eliminated as of yet.
Good,
Still
Ben.
has a chance to maybe get into a tiebreaker.
And like we said earlier, 2 of those games
You
they
like
had,
this,
I mean,
like,
their
nose,
record could
nose
be a lot
here?
different. They've played very well this week, and they've impressed me.
Don't even have to kill this.
And again, that's not a team I don't think I'd want to play in a
You like
tiebreaker scenario with nothing
back
to lose.
8. Try to get right to the nose.
Lance Wheeler for Team Dunnam trying to play a tap and move these stones around a little bit, create a pocket of some sort.
Clean. Straight. Straight. Hard straight. Clean. Clean, clean, clean. Curl, curl, curl. Right to it, right to it. Hard code, hard, 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 hard.
They end
hard,
up
hard, hard.
losing this rock
Ah, sorry,
on
Lance.
the button all the way through. It does settle in the back of the 12s.
Right here. Yep. Thick half.
Casper quickly going up to play the double peel.
Yep.
Here's Ben Richardson. Throws that up weight so easily.
Yep.
It's so effortless.
Doesn't get it over the top this time. Rolls to the center. He kind of reminds me a little bit of
I think you just tap this
Ryan
here and roll
Hartnett.
here.
that compact delivery, that easy
Just a
throw.
hair less than your last one.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Not much to it, and it's just it fires it out of there. It looks like there's no effort going into it.
Clean, yep. Hard. Clean,
I think I'm crisscrossed. It's more of an EJ Harden.
Clean. No. Clean.
Ah, they're
straight.
brothers. Close
Straight.
enough.
Yeah,
Straight. Hard straight.
same build
Right to it,
regardless.
right to
but
it,
yeah,
right to it.
definitely,
Whoa,
definitely a little
whoa,
bit of
whoa,
an
whoa,
EJ.
whoa.
Good. Pretty good.
If I could throw peel weight that easily, I would have given anything for that.
How much? You got any space? Yeah.
A little bit of space around that guard that Danny Casper's looking at.
There.
He's not concerned about losing his own stone
Right.
really with this shot, trying to just keep things
That's
as clear as
fine.
possible.
Okay.
I'd be kind of tempted to slash or to run
Yeah.
that yellow in
This
right now
is
with the pocket.
7/8.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
that better. I think.
There's not a lot of bad results unless you cross it a little bit. That's about the only thing that could go wrong.
Yeah, and again, up 5. I mean, keep things simple. They're playing well. Danny's
Yep.
shooting well. We just
Yep.
do the easiest thing possible.
Yes.
Keep it open.
Really
Don't
have
give
to make
Scott
Yes.
any chance at a crooked
Yeah,
number.
need to make sure this doesn't cross. Just nut it right in.
and
shot.
that's pretty good.
Actually, he didn't even clear that other one, but hits 3. Good result there. Great throw by Luke. Made it so good it actually squeaked between the two. Do have a question from YouTube about specifically Danny Casper's squad. Now,
Hey,
asking
top
about
button.
with this record, likely 6-1
Whoa, you
record
look like
for
it's here.
Casper. How
Okay.
do you avoid overconfidence for the playoffs?
Whoa,
I
guys.
think it's a healthy thing for
Uh,
Danny to be
Straight.
confident,
Well, no, you're past it.
but it's hard to be overconfident when this is your first nationals. Yeah, whatever
Wanna
he's
just,
doing
like,
right
roll
now,
outta here,
I
bud?
wouldn't mess with it. I don't think Coach
Big
Jordan Bolton
intern.
is going
Just
to reinvent the
out.
wheel or try to change anything around because his mindset
Ah,
obviously
because
is
I mean,
working very
there's
well for them
possible you
right now.
stick it.
So if you want him to
Deal.
stay just as confident as he is, if he's feeling great going in, let him. But Danny's still very aware that
Okay. Control.
John Schuster is the big kid on the block, and Corey
Yeah, that's
Dropkin
fine.
obviously right there
You're hitting
behind
it on
him.
this side.
You know, there's a decent chance that Danny
Control
still
then.
has to go through John again to get to the title. He's not looking at his team as the front runner. He's looking at his team as a team on a roll that's playing well, that they're just trying to keep that going. And
Exactly. I like the confidence
Please.
out of them. It's been building since the World University
Yes.
Games. Every game they've gotten more and more confident.
Yes.
Now it's almost become a swagger
Please.
for Danny, and I think that's a good thing. You got to go in against these
Please,
teams like
please,
Schuster and
roll it
Dropkin
away.
and whoever they're going to end up playing in the playoffs as confident as possible. I mean, I like the swagger. They're making the shots they need to, and it's fun to watch. I like the confidence.
And I think watching the team and their body language too, they're enjoying the ride, but they're not in awe of their
Okay, well done.
accomplishment. They look like they expect to do what they're doing. And
Still
I
running
can
like
tell
it's
you
hot.
that in the
Okay.
2020
Stay
season,
with it. Clean it.
when Luke Violette was coaching
Whoa,
and
never
Ben
Andy.
Richardson
Whoa,
was
whoa.
on the team, they were 2-0 against John Schuster.
Whoa, we got to be higher than
So
this one.
this is, it's not that they haven't beaten
Curl,
these
curl,
teams before.
Curl.
They're
Rest
used
the
to
way in.
playing
Rest
these
the way in.
teams.
Yep, yep, yep,
Nationals
yep,
is a
yep, yep,
different
yep.
boat,
Great
but
spot.
Luke and Ben have been here before.
Yeah.
I believe Chase played in the Nationals as well. And
Hi.
this being Danny's first, that's the most surprising part of it, is that
Good high.
he's as calm and collected as he is at the skip position at that age.
Yeah, and they expect a lot of themselves. They're not thinking of themselves as the young team who it's their first nationals. They expect to come out here and perform. It's the same on the women's side. The young Strauss team, they expect a lot from themselves and they hold themselves to a high standard. So I don't think they're surprised they're here, but nothing's gonna shock them and they're not gonna be intimidated. So I like the
Probably
confidence.
need like a half second less than what I've been.
You almost
throwing.
might call it a little bit of blissful ignorance too, that for Danny, having not been here before, he has nothing to compare it to. It's not, okay, we went 3-4 that first time around, so next time we hope to improve. His only experience at Nationals has been success for the men's.
Yep.
So
Whoa, Carl.
don't mess with it. Let them do whatever they're doing.
Hard.
I would
Hard.
much rather have them extremely confident than in awe of the moment. Another really nice shot there by Casper. Just punching that rock far enough to sit 4.
Like this is. It's just hard to make either of these doubles.
Rich Ruinen looking for a possible triple
Well,
over here
this double is there, so yeah.
Schuster.
Let's try to make
3
this.
rocks
Even
in.
if I just do that, it's okay.
Oh, just papers by.
I was thinking
I think
board.
Richie thought he had
We're just
that
trying
one.
to chip it. You like there?
John, draw for 2.
Schuster has to hit the paint for 2 now.
Board 12.
Ethan Sampson sitting, I
like
believe,
half thought.
4 right now against Jason Smith, but Smitty has a
You guys like an
hack
inch
weight shot to get 1 point.
For 3.
Scott Dunnam's first on the way, trying to get a roll underneath on the sit and roll.
Whoa, whoa! Straight! Straight! Right
Taking
to it!
a turn now, trying to hold it. Rolls to a pretty good spot.
That came down.
That actually didn't. That ended up being not even board, I don't think.
Yeah, that was hack at most.
Yeah.
So Casper will play draw to the button.
Good point.
Jason
T-line.
Smith did make that hack weight shot for 1 point.
Okay.
So now trailing 5-3 after 8 ends of play.
Schuster made his draw for 2 as well.
7th
like
end.
back
So
key.
5-3 after 7 ends of play. Schuster does make his draw for 2. Leads Rich Ruinen 4-3 after 7. And now Danny Casper's final shot of the 7th end, playing this
Make weight if
in-turn
you
draw. Trying to get right to the button.
can. Well then, no, Luke, just let it grab.
Looks like it's
Just
running
running a little.
bit. Needs to turn over.
This
I think this may be a hair
Freeze
deep,
the
but
yellow.
it's trying to stop.
see what it does here in the slide path.
All right.
His shot rock,
Yep.
but glides by a little bit. So
Well, that's way, way, way too much ice.
just need to touch this stone for 2 for Scott
I
Dunnam.
was thinking like kind of like what I just threw, or hair less than I just. That still looks like a lot.
He said hair less than I just threw. He was trying to throw board through just hack. If anything, this is sometimes can be a tricky situation where you try to throw the same thing and might
Okay,
get a little different
like
spot.
back 12. Last one was probably.
But the way it curls, it shouldn't be a problem with that same weight.
Yeah, you can make this with a lot of
Maybe with
different
this one.
weights. As long as the shooter stays, you're good. I think the safest weight probably would be a back line somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Final stone of the 7th end. Scott Dunnam looking to secure his 2.
Get ready to curl. Get ready to curl. Curl, curl.
Lance Wheeler trying to get this to turn over. This has got a long ways to curl, Derek. Still trying to get it to turn over. And goes right by. So that will be a steal of 1.
What do you guys think? Done.
8-2
Good game, guys. Good luck.
is the score. That will be a final.
Let's go ruining.
But as they're let's go ruining. Trying to get them into the 1-2 game. They're very aware of their circumstances. Before we get around to the other sheets, as we have no 8th end,
That was hack.
Derek, would you like to talk to the viewing public about Warm Room Hero one last time?
Sure. Warm Room Hero is more than just software. It's run by curlers dedicated to building long-term relationships with your club. Warm Room Hero provides continuous support to ensure your website exceeds your members' expectations. Check out Warm Room Hero today at curling.club for special event pricing.
It's an interesting site name, isn't it? Curling.club.
Yeah, I actually thought that was an error. I hadn't read that
it
one
is
yet.
correct.
I thought a period was a space.
When we had Cam Rittenauer do it earlier in the week, he just said, today at Curling Club for special event pricing. So we do have our final score. Danny Casper 8, Scott Dunnam 2. So Danny Casper locks up the #1 seed for the playoff round at a 6-1 record. Scott Dunnam now will wait and see what happens with the Schuster-Ruinen game. If Ruinen wins, Dunnam will be the 2 seed and play against Casper in a rematch in the 1-2 game. If Schuster wins, by way of Schuster's head-to-head victory over Dunnam in the round robin, Schuster will be the 2 seed, and Scott Dunnam will drop to the 3-4 game. 4 seed, still a lot in play for this. All 3 games have bearing on what's going to happen for the playoff round now. We'll be keeping close tabs on the rest of them. And as Curling Stadium covers every draw of this championship event, you can tune in to the rest of these games. I'd love to tell you that we're switching commentary coverage to the other games, but we're not doing that. I'm going to rest my voice for the rest of the day after my 12th game of the week. But we will be watching intently to see what happens. And tonight's feature game, another big tilt with playoff implications. Sarah Anderson and Delaney Strauss, with the winner of that game advancing to the 1-2 as well. Be sure to check usacurling.org and curlingzone.com for the playoff matchups and scores for these games. For Tyler George and Derek Benson, thanks for watching the 2023 Men's and Women's USA Curling National Championships. We'll see you tonight for our women's final round robin feature game.